Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cardboard Crawlers. Thanks again for tuning in. It's always a pleasure for me to make these videos, so I hope you enjoy watching them. Never really sure about the talking, the voiceover. It's just the way I've done it. It's the way that I've gotten a little bit of feedback. Everybody seems to think that it works just fine. And so we'll just keep running it like that, you know, until I hear otherwise. You're going to hear my voice. So, yeah, until I get a bunch of uncopyrighted music or whatnot. So we have the two Maz chassis rigs out there, the Jeep and the little black Maz buggy that could. And we've got this XC1 or AX1. I still don't know the name of these. My buddy put his wheels and tires on there. He doesn't love the tires. He has some others coming. I think some Chiracs. I don't know. He might have them Patagonias coming. Corey, he might have those out there. But yeah, just once again, we got Crow's Peak in the background there. And here at the Donner Ski Ranch area, and the little Maz buggy that could is a little Maz buggy that should have some bigger tires, honestly, but it doesn't. So it gets pushed around a little bit and has to back up and move some rocks and do what it needs to do. So it is what it is. It's fun. New lines always too. We're always out here checking out new lines, so it's not like it's just some course that we have set it and forget it, where every bump and rock is, and it doesn't really change. This is an ever-changing environment because we're always trying to find a new spot to wheel, just to make it interesting, mainly for you guys. I'd go run the same trail all the time. I don't get very bored. My brain is occupied. But last night I was supposed to leave last night. Someone else wanted to go to dinner with me this evening, and hey, that's fine. That just means I have friends, and I like that. So I stayed an extra day, and it kind of was nice because I would have been rushed yesterday. Someone came up, Tommy the DJ came up, and we built his JLU. He had a JLU, and I have a stack of parts laying around. So we hooked that thing up with a Grizzly Works LCG kit, Endura tires and wheels, 55 comp pins on some black 16-hole Enduras with some Maz rings, I think Dozer rings, I'm not sure, can't remember. And we put Maz links, full set of links, including steering link in that. Maz diff cover, overdrive in the front. We did rear brass diff cover, nothing special, just a generic we had laying around. And then, the LCG kit, that's right. Oh, a purple Endura Pro motor. The gears and the front diff, so it wasn't just like hurry up, it'll be easy. Especially it's his first build, so I had him doing some of it. I had him building some of the links and doing some of that, and putting tires and taking old tires and wheels apart and putting new bead locks on them, and putting new tires together with those rims. So yeah, it was nice to be able to get him all hooked up with all the parts that he wanted. Like I had a bunch, and he just covered what we paid for him. So, and it just got rid of some things that I don't really need. I do now need to get a few sets of wheels. I'm kind of short wheels, I think, for at least one rig. I'm short wheels, and it's nice to have a couple extra sets of wheels around if you want to run a different style of tire. I like to have all my tires mounted on wheels, and then you can run what you want on different things. And
I'm actually
maybe
waiting
run
on
the
the
same tire on
sliders.
two different trucks
They're
just to
custom
see if
built
it's really the
set of
tire or the
sliders,
truck
but
or
not custom. The
what
two
the chuck,
manufacturers, Maz Designs, got together
So,
with
yeah, we're
WT
in this
Micros,
little. We
and
were
they
at this spot before,
made the
actually, but
sliders for that
across
body
the
to
creek
match
bed.
the chassis.
We're kind of above the creek bed. If the view went back down the hill, we'd be looking at the creek bed. And it's not really a creek anymore. This is just a seasonal creek. It's a snowmelt creek, and all the snow kind of above this is pretty well gone. It's just all the water in the pools flowing through now, and maybe a little water up high on some. But the spot behind this, where the drainage or the snow that it catches, is kind of in a big flat area. It melts out real flat fast. It's lower. It's down at 7,000 feet instead of 8,000 feet. So it's just, that 1,000 feet is a lot, and that's the peaks around here. You get those thousand foot above, like that. The lodges are all around 7,000, 6,800, that type of thing, and then go up higher and get into the ski runs and whatnot. But yeah, the little truck's doing so good out there. I think this came out to be a really good video. I like some of the shots in this. It's not like super dynamic wheeling, but I think some of the close up, the way I had it set, and just do lots of short shots, I think it works out. I think you get it better. Like, I was editing, like when it's far away, it just seems so meh, just kind of not that special to me. But when it's like this, I really, really enjoy it. It's up close and personal, and you're really seeing what's going on. You'd cut the label off of that battery. Ricky, get that battery. And so yeah, anyhow, things are pretty well packed up. I'm editing this in the mid-afternoon right now on Wednesday. I will try to get it loaded up here a little bit later, and I'm gonna go shoot another video and try to get it like pre-edited right before I leave, so that the footage I shoot on the road can be like edited in a couple of days. I have a little bit of room in the memory banks, and just if I start looking at too old of footage, I really don't want to edit it. It has to be pretty fresh to me. I have to kind of have that memory in my bank, so to speak. Like, I have to have like, oh yeah, this was enjoyable because of this or that or the other, or the bugs were horrible, or the wind was non-existent, whatever the case may be. I want to have a little bit of I don't know how you would say it, just a little something to talk about in the video, I guess. And I just don't, I find old video, if I've filmed a sequence, if I have 2 or 3 sequences shot, if I look at the first one after I've just shot the third one, I don't want to edit it for some reason. I just like, that's old news. I'm not even into it. People won't like it. But for you guys, like, I have to remember, for the viewer, they haven't seen any of it. I was there while I filmed it, and then through the pre-edit process and the editing process, and you just kind of look at it and you're like, well, is this even good? Is there even any real decent footage in here, or is this all just blah? So yeah, and like I said, sometimes a little bit of blah is okay, but you can't just, I guess you got to be feeling it, like that's what it is. It's like, I'm the quote unquote artist here. I'm the one who's creating the edit and trying to put something together that looks appealing. And so I guess if it's not appealing to me, I feel as if it's not going to be appealing to you guys. So I definitely try to like think about that. I don't just shoot everything and put out garbage and go, well, it's more, because I think there needs to be a little bit of quality here. It's not like I'm Mr. Beast or someone like that, where you can just put out anything you want and you have enough viewership that someone's gonna watch it. Whereas mine, like, my viewers have to, like, within the first minute or two, want to watch what I'm showing them. At least that's how I feel. So you let me know. If you've gotten this far, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. For goodness sake, get out there and build a truck, man. My friend Tommy, the DJ, he's loving it, you know. He says he likes, even though he just bought his 10 scale too, like we built up his new little Jeep and he loves it. So it's pretty fun to do that, to be able to, you know, build stuff up and have a good time with it. I like it. So, and I do really like this Jeep. I don't know why we couldn't get that line right there, just really steep in the gut. See, I was doing pop a wheelie. So I think if I would have gone over to the left more and tried that little double notch, I may have made it. But it's really a lot steeper than it looks. It's almost, you know, vert right there. So I can understand why. You got to remember that thing's running like a 54 millimeter tire. Had to get the brush out of there. Hate it when we're pushing brush around. You saw earlier the little black truck was pushing a little weed around for a few scenes before I pulled it out of there. I had seen it, I just didn't want to reach my hand in, and then I just did it during a cut. This is a kind of a little sweet spot, man. You got to think how old this granite is and how much snow and ice and gnarliness is on here, and how it's all developed into this, you know. And then water flows through here at mad speed later in the year. We're right down going into where the creek bed itself is. We were kind of off to the edge for a minute there, but now we're in bedrock. And then a little creek crossing there. Someone had, you know, set the trail so we knew where we needed to go. There was a trail. Blue Dog always watching out for us, you know, always making sure there's no problems for us. Hey, he doesn't love those wheels. Like I said, it's pretty firm compound. They're pretty rough, or not rough, but they're it's kind of a smooth tread pattern, and then a very very firm compound. They're real hard. You could see it in another shot earlier where he was like moving across a rock. It was simply because those tires are so firm. Like I said, so firm. And yeah, coming down closer to the water here, like I said, it's just kind of barely flowing through some of these little channels, and not really pushing anything around, and not really difficult for the cars to be near, or, you know, anything like that. So yeah, Blue Dog cleaning his feet up, good boy. And little Jeep that could, loving his life. Yeah, that's Ruby, the Rubicon there that was just going through. And this is, I don't know what we call this car yet. I don't know. The little buggy that could, I guess, right? Because it's got the tiny tires on it. And that's why we like to give it a hard time. I mean, not that the Jeep has much bigger tires, but they're just enough. Like these other ones are 52s or something, maybe even 48s, and the other ones are 52s. I don't know. I need to look them up again. I had a chart written down of all my tire sizes and all that, and was keeping track and trying to remember that stuff for videos, and it's just gotten away from me. I've built a couple rigs for other people, and I've just been so scrambled trying to get ready to go home. Not that I just am not always ready, but it's, you know, when you really want to take this stuff with you and be organized while you travel, it's difficult sometimes. But I think that's it for today. Looks like we made it to the river. We're going to go for a swim, soak the feet, let the dogs play, do all that. Hope you had a great one. Hope you enjoy. As always, many thanks. Cardboard Crawlers out.